This is Stacy Lynch Shriver with Premier Nationwide Lending, and this is Tutorial Tuesday. I'm here with one of our great loan officers from the East Texas market, Philip Price. And one of the things we're going to talk about today on Tutorial Tuesday is appraisals. So back in the day, Philip was an appraiser before he became a loan officer, and then for years he was a loan officer, and then we were fortunate enough to meet, and he's part of our team and has been doing such a great job. And he works out of the office in Lufkin, Texas. We do a lot of business, he and I both, in the East Texas area, Lufkin, Nacogdoches, stuff like that. So sometimes those properties can be a little bit unique. And the first thing I want to talk about is just why do we need an appraisal for any property to be able to do a loan?
Well, Stacy, the purpose of an appraisal is for the lender to determine a valuation of the property. It is very important for us to have that as a starting point, for us to know how to structure the loan, what the value of the house is imperative. So a solid appraisal is paramount in getting the loan process started. What an appraiser does when they come out to the property, unlike a home inspection, what they're going to do is they're going to come out and measure the house. They're going to come and look at every room, notate the improvements of the property, the special features of the property, and then they're going to take pictures of the lot and the street. And then they may only be at the property for a short time, maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, but there's a lot of work that goes on after they leave that a lot of the customers just don't realize that occurs.
Sometimes I think they do work ahead of time. Like sometimes appraisers will work on looking for comps ahead of time before they get to the property. And then when they're done inspecting the property, I know a lot of times our customers and our real estate agents, after they've been gone from the property for like a half hour, they want the report right then. And there's just a little more work that goes into it than that, right? Especially if there's a lot of land.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. What they're going to need to do is to find comparable sales. And in order for them to establish a value, they need to see what similar properties have sold for. And typically 3 to 5 is what they're looking for, the most similar properties to the subject. So what they do is they make a comparison and contrast to each of those comp sales to the subject property, and then they can establish a bracket of value that way. And it works out pretty good. It helps change the current value. Your value will change year to year.
And
that's a
ultimately,
fluid number too, by the way.
You're right. It's a fluid number and it does evolve and change. Ultimately, our responsibility as loan officers is to the customer. We want to protect the customer, protect their investment. And as loan officers, we are going to lend on the appraised value or the purchase price, whichever number is the lowest. So that's important. The last question I have for you really for that market is the difference between septic and city. Like what's the extra things that you need if somebody's like on in a septic system instead of like city water?
If they're on a septic system, the septic system has to be an approved septic system. If we've run into situations where maybe the property is below the requirements of the county for an approved septic system, maybe below 1.5 acres, for instance, well, there has to be the governing body of the county has to give written approval that is an exception and that's an approved system. Sometimes that can't be done, and the system may even need to be changed. Maybe it's an outdated system, an old septic system needs to be replaced with an aerobic system.
But it has to be part of the inspection, part of the value, and
yes,
reviewed. All right, that makes sense. Any last things you want to say about appraisers or appraisals or any of that kind of thing that we need to know?
Well, appraisers, we need more appraisers. We always wish we could get our appraisals back quicker, but I know that the appraiser does an invaluable process in this, and I know that it takes them some time to get the report done. We appreciate our appraisers, which we had a few more,
yeah.
But we do a thank you for all your effort, and I hope the homeowners are more enlightened on the process.
Sounds great. If you have any questions, please reach out to myself or Philip Price. We'll put the information at the end of the video. But this is Stacy Lynch Shriver with Premier Nationwide Lending, and this is Tutorial Tuesday.